What's good, people? This is SimFBallCritic, and this is TheSimStandard. And I'm doing a little bit of a different video here. I'm taking a different perspective. And I just want to rap with you guys for a moment, man, and get your opinions. But basically, I try to keep my videos from being redundant. I know a lot of times it could seem like they're being redundant or, I'm covering the same topic. But you're going to run into that, man, as you do the things that I do. As far as breaking down gameplay footage and, re-emphasizing the things I would like to see in a game going forward. With doing that, you're going to cover the same topics, a lot of times. It's going to be various videos or multiple videos showing some of the same things, but that's basically how you get your point across, as well as continuing to show what you would like to see. But I like to look at things as a consumer, as a gamer, as well as a businessman. And I try to make sense out of everything I see in a game, as far as like EA Sports, their football games. I try to make sense out of the game they produce. And I'm starting to come up with a rationale here. Now, you've heard me say this before. You've heard guys at TheSimStandard say this before. I've even heard it from a lot of you guys in the community. But how many times have you heard the phrase that EA Sports doesn't want to make the simulation game? All they want to do is just make more money and not do anything that we want them to do. I'm sure you guys, all of you guys have heard that before. But I gotta be honest, man, I'm starting to change my tune a little bit. Let me explain to you why. Let's take a look at a game like Madden 12. No, I haven't played it. It's not in my hand. I don't have the demo in my possession. I can only go off of the videos I'm seeing, the E3 videos, a few sources that I know have had somewhat access to the game, and reading the blogs from Cam Weber and different people there at EA. But let's take a look at it. Look at all of the improvements that have been put in that game. The removal of suction, which in my opinion was huge. Regardless of how big that was to create, a lot of guys were saying, oh, that's easy to do. It may be. It may not be. I have no way of knowing. But let's just think about it. That was huge. That alone has changed the gameplay. Alright? The enhancements that they're doing to online, well, I'm sorry, not online, but the offline franchise. The enhancements that they've made visually. The enhancements that have been made presentation-wise. And I'm sure I'm leaving out a lot of things, but we can all agree from what we're seeing and hearing, there is a lot of improvements in Madden 12. Right? And you would have to ask yourself, why would they keep continuing to say it's true to the game? That's their new slogan. Last year they would say, if you see it on Sunday. Why would they continue to go that route? For the last 2 years, they've continued to say they're trying to be as authentic as possible in the best simulation and all of that. Why would they continue to do that only to spite us with the gameplay? You guys understand what I'm saying? Think about that for a moment. Why would you go that far to spite the community with gameplay? Okay? Hold on to that question for a moment. The next thing, and this is what really inspired me to make this video. As you watch me play NCAA 12, and I've said it before, this game is very playable. Does it still lack the level of detail that I would like to see in a simulation? Of course. But the game has improved. The game is playable. The game is even fun at times. This is my opinion. A lot of you guys might not agree. Some of you may. But this is why I say this. This game, that at least I haven't experienced it. This game can't be played arcade style. Understand what I'm saying? You have to show some type of strategy as far as knowing where to pass the ball, knowing when to run the ball, knowing how, to work the clock. In this year's game, you have to do that. You know, now some people will say it's arcade because of the way they move and all that. That might be. But as far as the playing style, I haven't been able to play this game in an arcade fashion, nor has anyone beat me playing an arcade style. So that leads me back to my point again. I don't think that EA currently has the ability to produce that level of detail that we wish to see. Think about what I'm saying here. The things we want to see are minor details, but very significant details. These are some of the major things we always complain about. The running animation, the lack of transitional animations, the lack of proper, realistic foot planting. We would like to see better DB and wide out interactions. Fighting for the ball. The ball is overthrown, I want to see a fight for the ball. I don't want to see a wide out being caught in the animation as the ball is being picked off, and etc. I want to see a real fight for the ball. The fight in the trenches. We want to see a real interaction between the offensive lineman and the defensive lineman. See how this guy here is still stuck in that animation? I don't want to see that. That's not realistic. So those are the majors. All of everything I just said are the major topics that most people complain about, right? Now, ask yourself again. Let's go back to the first question. Why would they go through the trouble of making all of these improvements and keep saying that this game is true to the game, to not adjust those minor details? Think about it. In my opinion, locomotion had to be harder to implement than those details, especially a running animation. They had that before. So I honestly believe that they can't produce it currently with the current game engine. I don't think they're doing this purposely. This is just my opinion, people. I could be dead wrong. But that is my opinion. I do not think it's purposely done by EA, because why would you take the time to do all of those improvements only to not improve minor details? Alright, folks? Let me know what you think.